This project is called an op art pumpkin. It's the kind of drawing that makes your object look a little bit 3D when we're done drawing and coloring. What we're going to need for this project is a piece of paper and a pencil and a ruler or another straight edge like a book if you have one. And go ahead and push pause if you need to go gather your materials. The first thing we're going to do is to draw as big as you can a pumpkin. And I'm going to go ahead and make a little stem at the top. And I'm also going to draw a few curved lines from the top to the bottom. My middle one's a little bit straighter. The ones on the side are curving the same way that the side of the pumpkin curves. And the next step you're going to use your ruler for, we are going to make some lines. We're going to make some lines going across our paper, but do not go through the middle of the pumpkin. So you're going to be doing lines on the left of your pumpkin and on the right of your pumpkin. And let me show you how to do that. Remember, you can pause if you need to erase and try again. Or if I'm going a little bit too fast, pause so that you can catch up before my next step. Okay, so time to get your ruler, and we're going to place it in the middle of the pumpkin. And remember, we're not drawing through the pumpkin, we are just going on the right of the pumpkin and the left of the pumpkin. And I'm going to move my ruler down on the right and on the left. And we're going to continue doing this. See, I'm not going through the middle of the pumpkin. We're going to make those lines in a little bit. For right now, we're just moving our ruler down a little bit and drawing from the pumpkin to the right and from the pumpkin to the left. And keep on doing that. On the bottom, you're going to go all the way across because your pumpkin is not in the way anymore. And then we're going to keep doing that all the way up the paper as well. So I'm going to go back above where I started, move my ruler up a little bit, skip over the pumpkin, and continue. I'm going to move my ruler up so I can see the lines. The right and the left. Go ahead and push pause. I know I'm going a little bit quickly on this video, so you can pause after you figure out what I'm doing. Same thing, I'm not going to draw through the stem. I'm going on the left side and the right side, but I left the stem open. So pause if you need to, and come back when you're ready for the next step. The next step, we are going to make some curved lines through the middle of the pumpkin. Now this is kind of tricky, you might have to erase. We're going to try to keep the line a bit lined up with the other side. So I'm going to start on one side at the line and just make a slightly curved to the next pumpkin line. And I'm going to do that all the way across, trying to stay in line so that I can connect with that line. Do the same thing. Start with a line, make some gently curved lines, and see that didn't match up. That's okay. It doesn't have to match up perfectly, but get it the best that you can lined up with that other side of the pumpkin. This is kind of the trickiest part, so don't be worried if you need to erase, and try that again. We're just trying to make those curved lines. Now on the bottom half of the pumpkin, I'm doing upside down curved lines, kind of like a smile curve. And on the top of the pumpkin, I'm going to change my curve so that now my curve is going up. Remember to push pause if you need to. Gently curved, and then I'm going to meet the line on the next side. And keep going until your pumpkin is all full. And I'm going to do the same thing on my stem. And I might even add some more lines in here. Now it's time to go grab your colored pencils or your crayons. And we are going to add some color, and this is where the way that we color will make our pumpkin start to look 3D. So what I grabbed were some fall colors, some warm colors, red, orange, yellow, some tan or brown, maybe like the color that you would find outside on the trees right now. And the way I'm going to color each space is to color dark on the top, dark on the bottom, and lightly in the middle. So it's a little bit of shading. So you can, right next to your pencil lines in the section, do a dark coloring with your pencil or crayon, and then lightly fill it in the middle. So just watch for a few seconds how I do this in each little section. See, I'm going along and curving my coloring, following the curved lines that I made. That's very important to make the pumpkin look 3D. Going right along the curved line on the top, on the bottom, and you're going to continue that. I'm making this whole section, this whole line across the same color. I'm going to do orange all the way across. So just go ahead and watch for a few, maybe a minute while I color. I'm going to do a time lapse here in just a second to show you my coloring. So after you watch for a minute and you understand how you need to color to make the 3D effect happen, then go ahead and push pause and you can color in your pumpkin. So just watch for a minute, and then when you know what you're doing, coloring the top and the bottom, pushing that pencil or crayon heavier, and in the middle pressing it lightly. Okay, so I've done orange first, and then I'm going to switch to red. And again, with the red, I'm going all the way across the whole section that those lines made. Something's under my paper. Okay. Following those pencil lines, dark, and then filling it in lightly. Okay, here we go, time lapse. I'm gonna fill in the rest of these lines with color, and here's what it looks like when you're all done. Ta-da! area, and I'm actually going to go over my pencil lines with a dark colored pencil to make it look even more 3D. Remember when you're finished to take a picture and submit it on Canvas so that I can see your awesome work. Have fun this week.